Hi everyone, this is Dave from Penta, here to tell you about the latest 2 weeks of developments for the Penta Network, and with respect in particular to our public chain, which is coming out next month. First, I want to just take a moment to offer my heartfelt thoughts and prayers to all the people in California. I'm coming to you today on November 16th from Los Angeles, and I spent a few days earlier this week in Northern California, and the fires in both places are ongoing, and so many people's lives have been affected. So I just want to send out my wishes. We're thinking of everybody. The Penta team is thinking of everybody in California. Okay, with that said, let's dive into the recent 2 weeks, and I'm going to pull up here our 2 week report. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, so we've been experimenting with a new design for this, and we came up with this name, semi-monthly progress report. I don't think that name is going to stick, but bear with me. We're going to look at the recent 2 weeks from November 1st to November 15th. Here's Astro, our little mascot guy. A reminder that we are on our way to the moon and beyond. Here he is on Saturn, with a Saturn-looking planet with a pentastar. So let's start by looking at our technology developments. So the Universal Solidity Compiler, which I talked about in previous videos, is now 100% complete. We are in fact making further optimizations. What I'd like to point out about the Solidity Compiler is that the Penta testnet, which goes live in December, will be compatible with Solidity smart contracts. It will also be compatible with a range of new features and functional models. And this includes, among other things, the Penta Account Management System. If you're not familiar with the Penta Account Management System, I encourage you to please check out what we have written about it and published about it on our Medium channel. That is something you can access through our website, www.penta.global. And the Penta account model is making improvements on the kinds of account models that exist currently with public chains that are out there. There's a lot of problems with those account systems, as we all know, and so you'll be able to see improvements here. All right, with the Penta account system. So that's part of what we're doing with the Solidity compiler here. So we're making sure it's compatible. Sorry, I think I put that in the wrong place. Okay. We are continuing to develop our DApp governance module. This will support a diversified variety of smart contracts, which also links up with what we just talked about with the Solidity smart contract compiler. So the progress here is 80%. We're making a few further optimizations, making sure that it's fully compatible with other aspects of the public chain. PC Wallet, we've been following for a while. What we're doing right now is we've completed the build out of the PC Wallet, and now we are implementing a structured ledger data caching module, which is going to help us achieve more developer-friendly APIs. And so that is now at 40% completion. In terms of optimizing the design for our DLOS ledger module, that is our decentralized operating system ledger module, we are currently at 10% of completion. So this is an area that's going to take a while for us to develop, but we have started our journey here. And one of the unique selling points of Penta is that we, in addition to our public chain, which of course is the most integral aspect of the Penta network, we are underneath that building in an operating system, a distributed ledger operating system, something that's going to not only power and support the Penta chain and its compatibility to other chains, so we're addressing the issue of interoperability here, but it's also going to allow other people to launch public chains using the Penta network and to make sure that they are all interoperable. So that is the decentralized ledger operating system. This is a long-term goal of Penta, and we're starting to achieve it with this development now. So we see that we're 10% into that. PC Wallet component and graphical interface. We've been tracking this for several weeks now. You'll see that we're basically complete with our work here. We are reviewing the coding, and we are, I got a message there. Let me put that away. So we are testing the PC Wallet in WebSocket mode, and currently the progress there is 40% complete. So we're testing in real time. And of course, we are continuing to update our SDKs, and current progress here is 60%. Our goal is to make Penta as user-friendly as possible, both for developers and for users. Obviously, we want to make this available to daily consumers. We are building Penta to be a blockchain that's going to support the dApps of tomorrow. Okay, last but certainly not least is the Penta blockchain browser. Here we are. It's fully complete, the stage 1 development of the blockchain browser, and I'm going to show you a video in a moment so you can see exactly what we've done with the blockchain browser, and I'm very proud of this. I think it looks great, it's functioning very well, and it's going to make the experience of developers, but also people who are running nodes in the Penta network and participating in the consensus algorithm, DSC, it's going to make them have more easy access and a better user experience with the Penta network. So what we're doing now is we are designing the second stage of the browser development. The design has now been completed, and we're starting to implement it. So in terms of implementation, we're about 10% complete. What I'm going to show you now is what the browser looks like. Let me find where I put this. Okay. Oh, here, you can see our YouTube channel where I'm going to post this video as soon as I'm done. If you are watching this video, then you already know where to find this. But you can see other videos we've posted in the past and keep up to all the latest information on Penta through our YouTube and our other media platforms. Okay, that being said, I do want to show you, I'm gonna pull this, I'm going to show you two videos. This is the video of our blockchain browser, which I was just talking to you about. So take a look. I apologize if it's not fully complete. That is Mark from our development team showing me the different features of the Penta blockchain connector browser. You can see here it's been designed very nicely. We have this cool graphic that has motion there in the middle that shows you a Penta-shaped block dropping into the chain. So that obviously is what the goal is. Now you can see, it's not particularly clear, and I apologize for that, but you can see that we have at this point when we did this video, there was 2,800 blocks that had been achieved. Oh, let me start this again. And here you can not see very well, unfortunately, but we have both delegate and witness nodes. At this time, there were 18 participating in the consensus. So you can just make that out there. 10 delegates and 8 witnesses. As a reminder to those of you who have been tracking DSC, Penta's dynamic stake consensus algorithm, we have two kinds of nodes. So it's a little bit different from other projects. The delegates are responsible for maintaining the efficiency of the network and the general integrity. They're kind of like senators, in which you can compare to the Congress, which is the witnesses, and that's to achieve higher decentralization. And so both aspects of this two-part governance system that is being used by DSC are fully operational. And when we say fully operational, what it means is that they can participate successfully in DSC consensus, and that's what I'm showing you right here. Now, this video I've actually released before, but I just want to show you again. This is the block production aspect of DSC. Boom. You can see right there, that's the block production. It takes about 5 seconds. That's our timeline to block production. And then it goes through the rest of DSC consensus. And just a reminder for those of you of DSC consensus, and I'm going to pull this up and show you, is that it is it's a tiered system. It is unique. And what you can see here is that the delegates and the witnesses participate in the consensus process. Now, in order to achieve higher decentralization and increased security, we use a randomization algorithm that we have designed in-house called RSA, the random sorting algorithm. And it randomly sorts our witness and delegate nodes into consensus groups. There may be one or more consensus group. You can see there on the upper layer that we have consensus group 1, consensus group M. The fact of having multiple consensus groups and the fact that within each consensus group there are going to be 7 to 21 nodes randomly selected by RSA means that there's going to be increased security across the network, because it's going to be very difficult for attackers to know A, which are the consensus groups that are actually participating in the final consensus, and B, which are the nodes randomly selected from amongst all the witness and delegate nodes that are going to be placed into the consensus group. And the reason for 7 to 21 nodes in those consensus groups is that they're going through a Byzantine layer, which means that Penta will have high finality. And that means that we're going to be resistant to forks. Just the kind of forking that we see happening right now, if you've been paying attention this week, to what's going on with Bitcoin Cash. And obviously there's been some turmoil in the markets, and we're going to get to that. But I just wanted to finish up with the technology analysis. So I've shown you the blockchain browser, how it's functioning, the way that delegate and witness nodes are actively participating right now in the testing. And this will all be part of the testnet, obviously, which will go live for us in December. We're on target. I've been pounding that phrase every time I do a video because I just want everybody to recognize that Penta has delivered on its promise to produce this technology and its robust technology in accordance with the timeline set forth in our development timeline. So I think that's great. Now on to marketing activities. On November 9th, so last week, we made an official announcement of our partnership with OSA Decentralized. OSA is an artificial intelligence platform that specializes in retail. So they're looking at the global retail market and working with Penta and the Penta blockchain to deliver this product. So this is going to be enhanced, decentralized retail. And as I said in the tweet that I sent out when I made the announcement, let's shop decentralized. There are so many retail companies out there, these massive behemoths like Amazon and other companies that are selling products, eBay, Alibaba, and these are centralized companies. They have enormous access when it comes to our user data, and they monetize that user data. So this is why it's so important to look at decentralized solutions going forward. And speaking of those particular groups, I know that both Alibaba and Amazon have publicly announced that they are making strides into the blockchain space. So perhaps they also recognize the importance of decentralized solutions. But Penta and OSA are in that space faster. So we are going to be decentralizing shopping. I hope you guys will follow along as we move forward with OSA to deliver products. Okay. Oh, and one more thing I'll say about OSA. OSA, like Penta, is a global project. They already have a global retail network set up worldwide. So we're going to be focusing with them on rolling out business development activities, but also community activities and delivering products in Russia, the United States, China, and Australia. So some of our main areas of activity. I'm also going to add to that Korea, because both OSA and Penta are active in Korea, and we have great communities there. So shout out to our wonderful community members from Korea. That was a shout out to Korea. Let me give a shout out now to our wonderful community members in China. Just like I'm doing this video now, every 2 weeks, we do a community outreach program. We do live broadcast for our Chinese community. We do it through a broadcasting platform called Yizhibo, which you can see right here. This is our ID number. If you speak Chinese and want to hear me speak Chinese, then I invite you to come on and listen. We do this every 2 weeks, just like we do these videos. This was for the monthly report for the month of October. You could see we reached 428,000 clicks. Excuse me. I'm getting over a cold, pardon me. So this was going over our monthly report for October. And I just did one today for this report that I'm going over with you now. We also had, of course, the 11/11 shopping event. This is the International Shopping Festival, biggest shopping event in the world. It's kind of like what we have in the US called Black Friday after Thanksgiving. But this 11/11 event is really popular in China. And has, I don't know if it came from Alibaba, but I think it has something to do with Alibaba. So we did a really cool event. We had hundreds of people from our Chinese community participate. We invited them to do some reposts on WeChat, which is a popular messaging site in China, similar to WhatsApp, and gave away PNT rewards and so forth. We have a very active community in China. Thank you to our community managers and to all of our wonderful community members in China. So that's it for marketing activities in the last 2 weeks. One more thing I did want to tell you is that we announced last time, at the end of October I should say, we made an official announcement about the Penta Enterprise community. Now I've been working particularly hard to grow this community. It's a community of people, startups, SMEs, also some large businesses that are coming together who share common values in terms of fair labor practices, economic and social inclusion, and using blockchain to solve real world problems. So we are facilitating with the Penta enterprise community, bringing these people together, using resources from Penta and our academic outreach platform, Penta Labs, to help them come up with solutions to problems. So let me show you just a few of the companies that have signed on, and we're going to officially release this later in the month. So I'm just going to show you real briefly. Let me pull this up. Here we are. So you can see the Penta Enterprise community includes all of our investors, all of our clients that we've previously worked with or sold products to, and some of our new Penta Enterprise community members like Union, which I mentioned, and we put out there through previous weekly reports, Transparent Path, and Latam blockchain, and so on. So we will be announcing this officially later in the month. I just wanted you guys to see that people are excited about Penta, not just excited about PNT or the cryptocurrency, but excited about our blockchain, excited about the real world prospects that the Penta chain is bringing to the space of scalable business. We are a blockchain that is focused on bringing blockchain solutions to the real world. So that is the Penta Enterprise community, and that is a wrap for everything I want to share with you today. As always, please follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on WeChat, across the board. We always welcome your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions. A last note, the last week has been a little bit rough in the markets. We've seen major negative price action across the board, including in Penta, especially in Bitcoin Cash as a result of this fork. I just want to remind people that, this is an immature marketplace. It's volatile. Prices go like this. Nobody's immune to it, including Penta. At Penta, we are focused on delivering a product. So despite all the turmoil in the markets in recent months, the sustained downward trend in the marketplace, Penta is delivering on its promise to bring product to you, to market, and we continue to grow our community. So please don't freak out too much by looking at the daily price action. I know it can give some of us heart attacks, but the more important thing is to keep our eye on the prize. And the prize is delivering a robust, workable blockchain platform that's going to power the decentralized applications that you and me and consumers everywhere are going to be using in the time to come. So let's keep our focus there. Penta will be deploying our blockchain on time next month. And a big thank you to everybody for tuning in today and to all of our community members for your continued support. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.